Hi guys, it's me Chris again. I'm here to review the Microheli DFC head and the aluminum swash plate for the blade Nano CPX. I did put up a video before. It sucked. Within 24 hours, another YouTube user gave a pretty colorful remark about it. And as much as I hated it, yes, I agree. The video was too shaky. It was so much poor quality. So here's version 2.0. This is a Blade Nano CPX, and it's been highly modified with the Asteroid Designs mild brushless kit. It's got a 125mm solid carbon fiber tail boom. I bought it from a guy from Alaska instead of from Dylan from Asteroid Designs. I don't know why, but it just came with as a whole kit. It's very easy to install. I also have the KBDD skids that are made for the Blade MCPX with the Asteroid Designs 240 milliamp hour battery tray on this particular model. But that's not what that's all about. We're going to talk about the Microheli DFC head and aluminum swash. So let's start with the swash plate, shall we? Swash plate here is pretty easy to install. Very nondescript. It installs just like the OEM stock swash plate, with one exception. I decided to shave off or cut off the side anti-rotational bracket on my model and replace it with the supplied carbon fiber anti-rotational bracket that goes on the rear of the airframe. Now, keep in mind, this is modified. The original came with a aluminum clamp with some screws, and I couldn't figure out for the god of me how to install it. Backwards, forwards, whatnot. There were no alignment screws, no, guide or whatever, how to put it together. So what I had to do was remove the bracket and the screws and cut a square notch on the very top edge of the airframe. As you can see here, on the very top edge, I cut a square hole and used some CA glue and installed it in place as close and as parallel as I could, or as suitable as such, to keep the rear pin here from setting free. Also note, I'm not using any dampers on my swash plate ball links, which I usually like to do, just to give it some solidarity and remove the slop and play from the servo movement. There's nothing I could do about the J-hook part where the linear servos are linked to the actual servo links. I digress. If you do want to use some silicone O-rings for dampers on the swash plate, they're pretty good. They work well. I haven't used it on this particular setup yet, but if you guys do use it and get some good results, please let me know. I like to get my silicone O-rings from oringsandmore.com, and I use the size 001 silicone red O-rings. You get a pack of 100 for $3.45. You can't beat that. So the swash plate, it came out very well after the frustration of the rear anti-rotational bracket. I do believe that the optional add-on that came with this was actually meant for the Microheli Advanced X frame for the Nano CPX. I could be wrong, but I bet, I'm willing to bet, and I'm not a gambling guy, that it is. Anyways, I got it to fit, and I've had a few crashes with this helicopter, and that thing hasn't moved a damn inch. And it's set in a way that I made with the CA glue, that if I need to replace the airframe, no problem. I could just peel it back and reinstall it in a new airframe. That is awesome. Alright, let's move on to the DFC head. Now, I was really impressed at first. I was really excited when I got it in the mail. When I installed it, I was pretty upset until I learned the hard way that I need to move the 3 servo links to the middle hole position on all 3 cyclic servos. All 3 linear servo throw arms need to have the, if you guys got a pin vise, you need to use, I used a number 63 drill bit size to enlarge the hole. Stock as it is, the linear servos don't actually have a great hole system. They're actually, the unused holes are a little bit smaller, so you may or may not need to drill them out with a pin vise and another number 63 drill bit. But that's what I had to do in my particular case. And the reason is the DFC head itself slams lower than the stock OEM head. And because it sits lower, it's going to set the geometry of your servo links lower, which happens to be 1 hole lower, aka the middle hole position on the linear servo throw arms on all 3 of them. And the last thing to note, please, if you get the DFC head, get a whole new feathering spindle kit. The stock OEM feathering spindle kit from Blade, it's going to have the dampers, it's going to have the step washers, it's going to have the feathering spindle and the screw. The only thing it's not going to have are these little special tools that tighten up the spindle. I like to get the spindle just tight enough where there's no in and out bob movement or any slop and play, and at the same time doesn't have that ratcheting feeling that you get when the step washers start to grind against the inner bearings inside the blade grips. You're also going to want to use some synthetic grease of some sort. I use Team Associated's green stuff. You can use any synthetic shock grease to lube up the dampers inside and the feathering spindle inside the hub to keep it nice and healthy and clean and moving. And it'll work really good. Lastly, I needed to use some blue thread locking compound, Loctite, blue Loctite, whatever you want to call it, on the top screws for the DFC links and the bottom side, threaded side of the blade grips, just to keep everything nice and tight, since we're working metal on metal. And for those guys that use a Outrunner brushless motor inside one of these badass little guys, you're going to want to use it so your stuff doesn't fly apart. Anyways, this thing flies fantastic. I can't wait. I want to fly right now, as a matter of fact, so I'm going to have to cut this video short because I'm so excited. Get another flight. Anyways, I digress. Hey guys, thanks for watching. You've been fabulous. And keep subscribing, and happy flying. Bye.